Welcome back. While we educate our students, it's so important to allow them a real-time, engaging classroom experiences. So there is a team of 12 high-performing K through 8 teachers from across the U.S. who will collaborate with Scholastic Education Solutions, product development, research, and publishing teams during the school year. So today, we had the chance to sit down with one of the 12 selected educators. This is Robin Simmons. So you are from Hillside Elementary in Madera.
I am. I'm with Scholastic Unified.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit off camera. So Scholastic, when I saw the email come through, I was like, I know Scholastic. They used to bring the Scholastic
the book fair.
Yes, to
yeah.
the elementary school. It was like one of my favorite things. So you were selected as the inaugural cohort to work with Scholastic on what exactly?
We have a variety of tasks that we get to work with the education side of Scholastic and the publishing. The main goal is that we get to use our expertise and our close tie connection with the classroom of what's happening day to day, what teachers are experiencing and students are experiencing, to kind of help reference and frame the direction that Scholastic's going with all of their products. Yeah.
So at the end, how long will you collaborate with this group of 12 educators from across the country? It's crazy.
It's so incredible. We have 1 year, and in July we get to meet in person. Right now we're virtual.
Yeah.
But we'll all meet at a summit in New York City at Scholastic Publishing headquarters, and kind of go over kind of a capstone project and what we've been doing together and wrap it up in a neat bow. And hopefully we're going to go ahead and get to meet and welcome the next cohort.
So what do you think will come out of this collaboration? Has Scholastic told you like what the end product is going to be, or what they're thinking about designing or offering to students and to parents?
Yeah, so we all have, the 12 of us are broken up into 4 groups right now, and we do have a capstone project that we're working on, and those vary between group to group. So it's kind of a math project or redoing some of the professional development books. Creating new readers for students. So we have a lot of those. But I think the one thing that Scholastic Teacher Fellows is doing well, the most important thing is that it's having a transparent and a close tie to that classroom. This is something Scholastic Education has been doing for years, but this is now just a program that formalizes that process and is really putting their ear into the classroom and what teachers need.
Yes, because you can't develop new products, you can't develop new experiences and new tools without really understanding, how kids are learning today and what the classroom looks like today, because I'm sure it looks a lot different than when Scholastic first started.
It looks different from that start, but it also looks different after the pandemic and what students and teachers are facing now. So Scholastic is really making attempts and making that extra effort through the teacher cohort, the teacher fellow cohort, to make it relevant and real time and just really serving the teachers and the students.
So how long have you been in education?
Oh, I've been in education for a couple of decades now, in a variety of different capacities. Most recently, I'm teacher on special assignment, but I've also been trained as a project-based learning coach. I've been a classroom teacher. I've worked in classroom management. So I've worn a lot of different hats, and this is just another skill set to add.
And what I was reading about the program is that you mentioned professional development, and that's a really important part of it. As somebody who really liked the book fair, I think about students, but you don't get really good students and you don't get good student outcomes unless you have really well-developed teachers and people who feel really prepared and who feel confident in their ability to teach. So how often have you met with your cohort? A lot yet?
So we're right around once a month. As you can imagine, we have all of the publishing side of Scholastic Education, and then we have the teacher fellow cohort. So aligning all of those schedules, I'm sure, is a full-time job for someone. So we get to meet about once a month right now, and we communicate through email. We get a weekly email, and sometimes those emails are with a survey on a book proposal or maybe a book cover. So we have a lot of input digitally and virtually right now.
Do you feel like collaborating with this group is informing some of your thoughts on education and maybe the way that you think about teaching?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the best things about teacher collaboration is you get to see in every aspect of
Yeah.
somebody else's classroom.
Right.
And you get to find all of those commonalities, and where you may be coming up against a hurdle or a roadblock in your own thinking or your own way of doing things, somebody else may have a pathway for you. And
Right.
I think that that's the strength in education, is that teachers really support each other
Yeah.
and forge a new way forward constantly.
And, you know, you want teachers who are inspired and people like you who get this application and they're like, sure, why not? I'll go ahead and apply and see it and see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so happy that the Central Valley gets to have, you know, their input into something that's going to come out of Scholastic. So we can't wait to see how this ends and how your input will ultimately affect what Scholastic comes up with. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed it.
We appreciate it. Still to come here, Tchaikovsky's Last Note dives into the deep power of his final symphony. We're joined by Sequoia Symphony after the break.